Anyone who says it's too early to be talking about spooky season is an op, and you're a hater. I have 13 books here that are on my spooky TBR, and if you're wondering why I chose the number 13, spooky season isn't for you, boo. Get it? Boo. Wow. You've done it again, KK. Anyway, we're gonna go through the books that are on my spooky TBR. I am a horror, thrilly, weird lit fic girl. So this is like my favorite time of the year. Oh, fall is my favorite season, not only because of the spooks and kooks, but the weather's cooling down. It's gonna be like bonfire time. My man will be out the house and at football games. See ya, more reading time for me. And I love a cozy, cozy, cozy little meal moment. A pot pie, a soup, a stew, tea. Yeah, yeah. Hold on, my watch is on this arm. Well, how long do we have? Anyway, this is how I'm getting myself excited. So I'm gonna go through the 13 spooky books that I have on my TBR. And I was thinking we can like build our TBRs together if you haven't already started. So let me know if you've read any of these, if you're interested, what you've heard, what you've seen, what you know, what you wanna know. Let's talk about it. First up is Fantastic Land by Mike Bockoven. My necklace. Is my neck tilted or slanted or something? This is like a scary theme park-esque book, and I love that for me. The only book that I've read that sounds a little similar to this is Hide by Kirsten White. I think it's Kirsten White, but it's Hide, and I gave that like a 3.5. It just, the ending, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. So I've heard a lot of really good things about this one, so I'm excited. Ooh. Get ready for a struggle for survival in the unlikeliest of places. Prepare to visit Fantastic Land. I'm not quite sure if I do want to visit Fantastic Land, but this says it's a modern take on Lord of the Flies meets battle royale that probes the consequences of a social civilization built online. That seems like it is with the times. Hold on, let me see. When was this published? 2016, 2008, yeah, the late 2010s. Okay, yeah, online culture was gaining steam then, for sure. But this sounds super interesting, and a lot of people that I share similar tastes with really love this book. And I think I also heard that the audio is really good, and I love audiobooks. I love audiobooks. That was really aggressive. So I am super excited about this one. Next up, you've seen her on my channel before if you've watched. This is Mayfly by CJ Lead. And we're following a female serial killer. And I think the fact that there is a woman licking an eyeball on the cover of this, and this is giving teeth. I'm scared. I'm scared, but I'm also intrigued. So we're gonna see what this is giving for us. By the neon glow of the Sunset Strip, Maeve haunts the dive bars with a drink in one hand and a book in the other, imitating her misanthropic literary heroes. I don't imitate anybody, but the other two distinctions sound like me. A drink in one hand, maybe a like glass of wine. It kind of depends on the mood. A glass of wine is always safe. Sometimes I want a margarita. We never go too crazy, but Maeve sounds like my kind of girl to an extent. Now I haven't read it yet, but her best friend's brother moves to town, and there's a hunger deep within her gut. We'll see. I wonder if she gets the eyeballs first. So that one, I'm really excited. I think that one will be like, I love spooks and kooks, and I feel like that one's gonna be more on the kooky side. Next is The Chain by Adrian McKenty. I read The Island by him. I talk about The Island all the time. It's one of my favorite thrillers. And oh, hold on, I just fell. I'm all right, y'all, I'm all right. This is actually gonna be my first book club pick for my book club. It's gonna be on Fable. I will give details when I have them, but this is gonna be the first read of September. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna read the entire back because it's really important to me. You just dropped off your child at the bus stop. A panicked stranger calls your phone. Your child has been kidnapped. The stranger then explains that their child has also been kidnapped by a completely different stranger. The only way to get your child back is to kidnap another child. And most important, the stranger explains, if you don't kidnap a child, or if the next parents don't kidnap a child, your child will be murdered. You are now part of the chain. Does that not sound wild? That is wild. I'm excited about this. Every time I talk about reading The Island, everyone's like, oh, have you read The Chain? Have you read The Chain? Have you read The Chain? I love The Chain. Chain. Do your chain hang low, do it wobble to the flow. Anyway, and I always have to say no, and that's my biggest gripe about my own personal life. So I'm gonna be changing that. So if you're interested in my Fable book club, I will have details. It's gonna launch September 2nd. And yeah, so be on the lookout for that. If you have been interested in reading this, the Fable book club is perfect to get started on that. Next is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I have heard so many things about this. Every time I talk about how I'm a horror thriller girly, everyone's like, have you read Pretty Girls? And I'm like, this pretty girl has not read Pretty Girls. I know this is a little bit triggering, but I'm really interested in it. It becomes highly recommended. So there are 3 sisters. One of them disappeared. The 2 surviving sisters are estranged. And one of the sisters' husband is murdered. So that, you know, of course brings them back together, or some of these disappearances, murders connected, I don't know, but wow. I'm really excited about this. I feel like this is just kind of a classic, so I feel like I need to read it, and I have it, and I mean, it sounds really spooky. I have sisters, I have 2 sisters, and the idea of this is very spooky to me. Next I have Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova. And that is me saying it in the American English way, not in Spanish. This is about a mother who has lost her child and she tries to bring him back to life. This is I was like, what am I hearing? It's all this hair swiping up against my hardcovers. No wonder. I was about to say, are these about to come tumbling down upon me? Anyway, this is about a mother who carves out a piece of her dead son's lungs to save for herself. Spooky. She nurtures the lung until it gains sentience. So she tries to bring her son back to life. She is reeling from his death, and this says that his ambitious debut spans the globe from Brooklyn to Berlin, offering a cathartic and precise portrait of being human. And this is super, super interesting to me. So I'm excited to read this one. It sounds really weird. This is the little guy at the bottom. I don't know about him, but I hope my son does not look like this if I were to ever have one. I hope it doesn't look like a monster. But I've heard a lot of people rant and rave about this, so I'm really excited about this one too. And a little bit, we're twisting gears a little bit. This is Cackle by Rachel Harrison. A darkly funny, frightening novel about a young woman meeting a witch who might be too good to be true. I think this is gonna be fun. It's described as witty, sweet, sinister, and 100% delightful. That's by Amakatsu, who is on my bookshelf. So we're getting some witchy vibes. Nothing says spooky like a witch, right? Are we all in agreement? So I don't quite know the exact genre. Like, I don't know if I should be scared or if I should laugh or maybe both. So, I mean, I can't really tell from the back, but it's about a girl who was dumped and she moves to Manhattan to take on a teaching position, and she meets someone named Sophie. Sophie is unapologetic, and Sophie is ageless, baby. She uses that eye cream and that collagen. She's ageless. And apparently she has a mansion that just like, you can feel the power. You can feel the power. So Annie and Sophie, I'm sure we're gonna go on some adventures. So I'm really excited about this one. Next, I have talked about this one. This is The Parliament by Amy Pokwatka. This is about murderous owls who are attacking a library that has a teacher and a bunch of her students inside. And the teacher is trying to figure out, how are we gonna get out of here? How are we gonna get out of here? I don't know if this is as spooky as it is just like ridiculous. I don't know what the vibes are. Let's see. This is a story of grief and missed opportunities, but also of courage and hope. Interesting. So I've heard mixed reviews about this, but I'm excited to see for myself. Next up, I have Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough, and I read and loved Behind Her Eyes. Nope, I just pushed the book back and I'm not getting up. But I read and loved Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, and this is another like horror thriller about sleep. Emma can't sleep. Check the windows. It's been like this since her big 4-0 started getting closer. Lock the doors. Her mother stopped sleeping just before her own 40th birthday. She went mad and did the unthinkable because of it. Look in on the children. Is that what's happening to Emma? Why can't she sleep? Questions that seriously need answers, because what is going on? This lady on the front is creeping me out. She's creeping me out. So I am looking forward to this. I really did love Behind Her Eyes, which I still haven't seen the Netflix show. Have you seen the Netflix show? I heard the Netflix show is pretty much what happens in the book, so I kind of want to read it because I have my own like visual picture, of course, of the mood, the characters, what's happening, and I do know the cast, but I haven't really heard them act. I don't know their voices. So I do want to read, or I do want to watch that. But I like me some Sarah Pinborough. So, oh, this is large print. The large print edition. So for all you people who have a little trouble seeing, this might be the one for you. Oh. Next up is The Black House by Carol Johnstone. And honestly, I want to read this solely because of the cover. Is this not spooky? It's an upside down house over a body of water. Like, what are we doing here? And I don't know anything about it because that's also why I bought this book. It's because of the cover. So let's figure out what it is. But this cover just gives spooky like no other to me. Like this just gives spooks and kooks for real. From the author of The Dark and Devious Mirrorland comes a richly atmospheric thriller set on an isolated Scottish island where shocking twists lie around every corner. A remote village, a deadly secret, a woman who knows the truth. Wow, that does sound spooky. Unnerving, enthralling, and filled with gothic suspense, The Black House is a spectacularly sinister tale that readers won't soon forget. Yeah, that sounds really spooky, so I'm really excited to read this. Would y'all be interested in seeing a vlog of me kind of working my way through this? There are a couple on here that I'm already vlogging, and those will be included in a vlog that'll come after this video goes up because I'm still in the middle of making it and still in the middle of this. We'll talk about it. But I just feel like I don't know, I haven't read these obviously, so I wonder if you guys would be interested in hearing my thoughts in case you want to add them to your spooky TBR. I'm always in a spooky mood, so I have already started on this stack. It's August, but look, spooky has no timeline. Are we in agreement? And 'tis the season. I know a lot of people are seasonal readers. Some of these books aren't as well known. I'm trying to get out some lesser known books, and these I think there's some that are pretty big, but maybe we can find something in this stack for everyone. But if you're interested in seeing like a reading vlog, some reviews, let me know. I'm so down. This one sounds maybe the spookiest out of all of them. Just like spooky, not like scary, but just like spooky atmosphere. Like what's around the corner? We'll never know. Like this is giving the most of that so far. Next is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I like me some Paul Tremblay. Actually, I love you. I love you, Paul. Let's read the back. Oh, Rachel Harrison blurbed this. She says, a profound, heart-wrenching, terrifyingly honest novel that's also a cinematic page-turner. This book is a gift and a curse. A curse? That sounds spooky to me. This is about a horror movie remake that has a cult following, and The original horror movie only has one surviving cast member who has been brought on to help with the remake, and he knows all the secrets from the first movie. And this one's pretty short. It's a pretty short guy. So if you're looking for something a little quick, Paul Tremblay, his writing style is weird. Could be categorized as weird for most people. I love it. I really like The Pallbearers Club by him, which was weird, pretty polarizing. I'm not sure how this book would go just based off of what I know about it. It seems a little bit more rooted in reality than The Pallbearers Club. But look, I don't know. Anything can happen with this man, but I have always loved horror movies, slasher films. I grew up on it. My grandmother made me watch The Exorcist when I was 4, and I was like, I love you. And now we're here. So I want to read more books that are kind of giving like horror movies, slasher films. So this one seems spooky because it's like a troubled past, spooky, mysterious past. So there's this one. Next up is The Love of My Life, The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. I actually finished this book last night, which is why I said I'm actually chipping away at this stack already. I have been filming a vlog for this one and the next one I'm going to talk about. So this is about a 12-year-old boy named Robbie. We are set in 1950s Jim Crow South in Florida. Segregation is rampant. It's a thing that's horrifying in and of itself. Robbie is sentenced to 6 months at the reformatory for protecting his 16-year-old sister from a white man who is getting a little bit too handsy, physically aggressive with her. He kicks her in the shin. He kicks him in the shin, not her, not his sister. He loves his sister. He kicks this white man in the shin. This white boy is a very prominent, powerful family member of, you know, this town. And the reformatory is a place that no one would ever want to go. There are horrible, horrible, horrible things that happen here. I could not imagine being Black, a kid, and everyone that goes here is a kid, and it's mainly Black people or Black boys in this reformatory. I could not imagine being a young Black kid knowing that like there was nothing I can do because people just hate me for no reason. Like, I couldn't imagine being stuck in this situation. And there is a spooky vibe to this because this boy can, you know, see ghosts. So that comes into play here a little bit. And this is a book that I think everyone should read. This is a book that I think every single person on the planet should read. It's a bit of a chunker. It's horror. It's actually not even, I would say this is terrifying, but it's such a powerful work of fiction. I didn't even realize it was fiction. Half the time it felt so real. It's haunting. It's a masterpiece. I wanted to rate this 6 stars on Goodreads. I almost put no rating on Goodreads because 5 isn't enough. 5 isn't enough. So shout out to Tanana Reeve Dew for the work that she put into this. This book is incredible. I recommend it to everyone. If you haven't read it yet, I suggest audio if you are an audiobook listener. The audio is really good. I did some of both. So I started it on audio because I started it at work. I switched to physical to try to do some more for my reading vlog, and then I actually finished the last like 15% listening and physically reading, and that was really nice. So yeah. Pick this up. If this is a good one for spooky season because this is terrifying. Okay, the other book that I am in the middle of is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is his newest release. I am very early into it. Yeah, Riley Sager, I really loved. Oh, don't mind me. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is a 5-star thriller for me. I loved it. That was my introduction to Riley Sager. This will be the second book that I read. But we're following a man, I think his name's Ethan. We're following Ethan, who is a 40-year-old man, and 30 years prior when he was 10, he had a sleepover. Like, he camped out in a tent with his best friend, Billy. Billy disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. 30 years later, we still don't know. Ethan is like haunted by this, and he's starting to see like signs that Billy might be around. We don't know. So we're gonna get to the bottom of this. This is very spooky. Like, think about when you were 10. You build a tent in your backyard with your best friend who's also 10. You wake up, your friend goes missing in the middle of the night. And you're trying to piece together what happens. He's never gotten over this in 30 years. And I think he's gonna get to the bottom of it. It's really spooky because obviously a lot of this takes place at night. Billy was, I don't know if he was abducted or not, but Billy disappeared in the middle of the night. So anything that is night themed, and Simone St. James actually blurbed this, which is interesting. Yeah, this is also, I've seen mixed reviews on it, but I really like Riley Sager and I'm excited about this one. And the last book is another Riley Sager. This is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I know nothing about this book, but this is spooky to me. A house across the lake? I'm not going there. I don't care if it's Halloween and you have the freshest, chocolatiest Snickers bars there are, and I'm looking you right in the eye. I don't care about any of that. I'm not going to the house across the lake. This is spooky. I think this one is a little bit, I think Riley Sager is kind of hit or miss, but since I love The Only One Left so much, I'm giving him a chance. And obviously all of these are subject to change because I'm a mood reader, but these are the ones I really want to get to. This says, be careful what you watch for. Oh, goodness gracious. So Casey is a widowed actress, okay? Follow me. We're reading this together. She needs a break, okay? She needs a break. Some bad things have happened. So she goes to stay on her family's lake house in Vermont. Casey has some binoculars. You can probably see where this is going. And, oh, several bottles of bourbon. That is quite a combo. So she spends a lot of her time watching a couple who lives in the house across the lake. Casey ends up meeting the wife in this couple, Catherine. And she keeps watching them because now she's intrigued with Catherine. And she learns that their marriage is not as picture perfect as it might seem. I think she sees some things, I would assume. Or maybe she doesn't. I mean, it depends on how many bottles of the bourbon we've opened. But anyway, packed with sharp characters, psychological suspense, and gasp-worthy plot twists, Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake is the ultimate escapist read. No lake house required. That is spooky. Anyway, so as I stack these up, I, again, want to know, would you like to see a vlog of me getting through this stack? 13 books. When is spook? I'm going to say through the end of October. So what is that? I've read one of these. I'm in the middle of another one that I think I'm going to end up finishing tomorrow. Not tonight, because I'm reading something else. But I think by the end of the week, definitely. So that gives me over 2 months. 13 books. Oof. I got a lot of reading to do. But luckily, I will have a lot more time in September because if you don't know, I am going full-time with my content creation. So I'm going to have a lot more time to read, a lot more time to work. So I think I'm going to be able to get through them. It's a lot harder with a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. So this is going to be my full-time job. Full-time reading is like a dream for me. So I think I'm going to be able to get it done. So let me know if you'd like a vlog. It probably wouldn't, I don't know. It depends. Maybe I can break it up and just do like a knocking spooky books off my TBR type of thing. Because I'm going to give myself till, maybe I should give myself till before Halloween. I don't know. But I do have another version of this I want to do. I want to do cozy fantasy because I love cozy fantasy. I read The Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is up there. And that just like really gave what it needed to give. So I think maybe to break up the horrors that I'm about to bestow upon myself, I might break it up with some cozy fantasy. So if you're interested to know what I want to read for that, because I do have a little list I want to get to, let me know that too. And of course, as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let's raise up this stack. Here's all the books that I want to get to. It's going to be hard to fit them in. Okay. Here are all the books I want to get to. This was really heavy, but I'm so freaking strong. Oh. I could never be a waitress. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more, and let me know what you want to see. I'm about to have a lot more time on my hands. But that was my spooky TBR for spooky season. Let me know what's on your TBR, and I will keep you updated on if things change, because like I said, that is entirely possible. And I have a lot of spooky books on this shelf. But if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and y'all have a blessed day, and keep the ghosts away. Bye!